Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, happy Monday. We're not in October yet. We got a couple more days to go, but I have a feeling this week could be good as we finish off September and go into October. Let's talk about what's going on, what to expect this week, and why Bitcoin is about to have a massive short squeeze, and that's a good thing. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out day Bitcoin being above 112, which is good. Because for like half a week, or yeah, about half a week, we were below 110. We were stuck at 109, but it did seem like we had a solid footing there. But while Bitcoin was there, a lot of alts did fall from their previous highs, right? But we are recovering slightly today, right? On my list here, you can see most things are still in the red, with the exception of Bitcoin. And oh, I just realized it's cut off. And with my project, Clash, which now you can find on TradingView. It's up 36% today. And I'll get to that at the end of this video. And do another giveaway. All right, well, let's see. The U.S. market is starting out in the green today, so that's good. That's always good. And you got crypto projects flying today. Hut and Riot both up 3%. Hood up 2%. MicroStrategy up nearly 2%. So all good things right now. Still early. I think the only thing that can threaten things is if there's another government shutdown, which seems to come like way too often. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like every like 6 months we have some kind of, situation where the government could shut down, I guess, due to budget or whatever, and they have to raise the debt ceiling. I don't know. There's always something. And Trump is sick of it too. So he's like, well, if you guys don't figure it out, we're just going to fire everyone. And they're going to be permanent firings. They're not going to come back from it. And he'll do it, right? Because he did it even without any real cause before with Doge. So he'll definitely do it this time around. So maybe that will make them, make them realize this is a serious thing. Stop trying to, shut down. It seems like we always shut down. Again, it happens like all the time. Way more than it should be happening. But outside of this, what else is there? If you look at the economy or economic stuff that's coming out this week, I mentioned a lot of it yesterday. You got more Fed governors, presidents talking. You do have a few things. ADP employment report on October 1st, jobless claims on Thursday. But the big one, we're heading into October. The big one is the jobs report. Where's that jobs report? Did it disappear? I thought it was Friday. Maybe that is the Wednesday one. No, it's Friday, yeah. The employment report, that's what it is. Okay, that's going to be the big one, the big macro data release of this week. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. But obviously, what we're looking for is weakness, which is, I know it's not a good thing, but it's what the markets want. Okay, they want to see and hear weakness. Meaning jobless claims go up, ADP employment go down, overall jobs go down, like stuff like that. Okay, because that's going to push, hopefully, the percentage up for a bigger rate cut in December. October, I think it's locked in at 25 basis points, but December is the key one that people are looking for now. And that one is pretty much locked for 25 basis points. But it could be 50. And something else is, TikTok finally separated from ByteDance. This was like heavily negotiated, and Oracle somehow is involved. The funny thing is, Oracle, like I grew up hearing about Oracle. Okay, they're like the dominant database guys. And then like for 20, 30 years, I did not hear one peep about Oracle at all. Zero. And then all of a sudden now, they're involved with buying TikTok. They're involved with this Stargate program with administration. They're involved with OpenAI for cloud computing. Like, and then at one point, like a few weeks ago, Larry Ellison became the richest man on earth, surpassing Elon. What's been happening with Oracle for the last like 3 decades or 2 decades? It's like they came back out of nowhere and became super relevant again. It's just really strange. Larry Ellison must have some strings really connected. I'm just saying, I didn't hear about Oracle for like 2 decades, and all of a sudden they're like one of the hottest, tech companies out there now. It's just really weird. Really, really weird. All right. What else is there? Jim Cramer caused some controversy this morning, caused quite a stir, I guess, showing a debt clock, and then just says buy crypto. So this is confusing for many because people know that inverse Cramer has been 100% right, but we all know this is the right message. So it's just the right message, wrong messenger, I guess, right? So we're all kind of conflicted by this. But Jim Cramer did say, and he just said last week, didn't he say last week things were too hot? But Jim Cramer has said in the past that he worries about our debt. He worries about how this is all going to collapse. And he worries about our children. And that's why Bitcoin and crypto are important. Super important. Right? Oh, I didn't watch the Peacemaker episode. I got to watch it after this. I'll talk about shows after this. So yeah, but I agree. Again, right message, wrong messenger. Maybe it is the right messenger. Maybe we got to take it easy on Jimbo, because he is more pro crypto now. He's not flip-flopping. He's staying with being a pro crypto evangelist now. So that's good. That's good. All right. Now, other news. ETF Flow last Friday, horrible. I don't think that was a surprise. Bitcoin fell down quite a bit. A lot of liquidations. A whole bunch of stuff happened. So last Friday, we had a 418 million outflow day, and Ethereum had 248, massively from BlackRock. So we'll see if that changes today, because things are definitely moving in the right direction. You can see Bitcoin going to 112.5. The alts are still mostly in the red, but, that should change soon. Now, why are we recovering, right? Quite simply, we were oversold. There was no real reason for us to go down to 109. Besides a lot of long liquidations and market manipulation from the market makers. That was really it. Last week wasn't nearly as bad macro-wise as it seems. So we're recovering. Okay? And, we know that gold has been doing well. Silver also has been doing well. Bitcoin traditionally always follows gold. So a lot of analysts are pinpointing that, hey, Bitcoin's next. With gold's breakout, Bitcoin is likely to be next and follow in the same direction, right? Which is upwards, of course. But not just like putting all our faith on this. There are other things, right? For example, this massive short squeeze is coming from our current level. Actually, this was from like 109, but from the 109 level to 120, simply to 120, which again isn't that far off from where we are. That's only like less than $8,000 away. There's $15 billion worth of shorts waiting to be liquidated. Okay? So as we climb up, we're going to see more and more shorts liquidated. This is what we want because we saw a lot of longs being liquidated last week. Now it's time for the shorts. Let's get the bears out of here. 15 billion. That's a lot. The last week, we only had about 3 billion worth of longs. This is 5 times as much. The bears have been getting confident. They've been stacking. It's time to get them out. And the market makers will help us do that. They're neutral. They don't care if it's in the up or down direction. They tend to do, you know, which side is the heaviest. And right now, it's definitely the short side. So even from the futures market, we already had a lot of liquidations just by coming upwards to where we are, 112. We still got a lot more to go. And, you know, we're in the final days of September. We're still green. As negative as it may seem, we are still green for this month. Not massively green, only 3%, but still, nevertheless, green. We haven't fallen to the red, so we could be bucking the trend of having a historically horrific month and still being green. And it's not undoable. The last 2 years we were green. Why not? But look at October. Since Bitcoin's beginning, well, this only goes to 2013. So I don't know about 2009 and 10 and 11. But going back to 2013, we only had 2 months of red for October. For the most part, October is called Uptober for a reason. And not only that, we keep continuing too. I mean, you look at even last year, you got 7%, 11%, 37%. We cooled off just slightly in December, but look at January, we had another 10%. But if you look at 2023, man, we had 7 consecutive green months in 2023. 3%, 28, 9, 12, 1%, 43%, 17%. That's insane. So get ready. Get ready for October and then Pumpvember and then the Santa rally in December. A lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. I mean, here's a brief reminder of some of these times when, you know, it got a little weak, a little stale, and then boom, Bitcoin did its thing. 170%. That was back in 2023. A 79% gain back in 2024. What will we see in 2025? A 30% gain? Or maybe from our current level, 100% gain to the top? According to this, these golden curves, Bitcoin will be somewhere around 160, 170. That's what it's predicting. But you know, with favorable macro conditions, who knows? Who knows? Things could get even better. Look at this. We're at 113 now. Things are getting better while I'm streaming. A lot of shorts getting liquidated at this point. We could see a massive short squeeze today. What else is there? Let's talk about some alts. Swift disappointed a lot of XRP guys because they chose another chain for their messaging and not XRP Ledger. This was rumored that they're talking, Swift was experimenting, and they're like, no, we're not going to back our biggest competitor. So they chose Linea, which is L2 for Ethereum. So that's not good, right? Well, it may not matter because you know what? XRP whales are strong. and they'll just scoop up XRP no matter what. Especially since ETFs are coming. ETFs could be coming in weeks. October 16th. Okay, so the deadline is October 16th. It could be passed, and then we could get the very first spot ETFs for XRP, for Sol, for many others in November. See, this all lines up. All lines up. And as for Solana, they have a new proposal which makes it even faster. They already have one that's going to decrease finality time, but this one will increase computations per block. So they're upgrading themselves, and that's terrific. And of course, yeah, their ETFs could be coming in weeks as well. Right? So all good things. Good things coming. And Aster now shocks the world by not only overtaking Hyperliquid's revenue, but now Tether. That's how many people are using Aster right now. Even though the price of the token has become stagnant, but with the Binance listing, they'll probably shoot up again, and that's been rumored for weeks now, and I think it's going to happen soon. I saw Binance tweet something like, ... will be listed next, and it happens to be five placeholders. I'm pretty sure they're going to list them next, and with CZ's push, Aster's probably will keep on going. That's for sure. All right. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. Let's see. The U.S. market is still, well, NASDAQ is still green. Crypto projects, very green today. Very, very green. Just like Clash. Look at that chart. Which is at $11 million today. You know, here's the thing. A lot of you guys may have paid attention or maybe not. We're a little bit above. We're at like almost 2,400 holders. Now, on Friday, when I streamed in the morning, when I streamed about Clash, we were about 7 million. And then after that, going into that Friday tournament, we had the craziest pump ever. And we went up to $18 million because we had so much happen on Friday. Clash got listed or verified on Moonshot, which is the biggest meme coin trading app. Okay, we got a MEXC listing. We got on CoinGecko. I mean, everything was hitting. And leading up to that huge tournament where I gave over $4,000 in Sol and prizes and giveaways, even giveaways, 6 Sol were given just to spectators. Everyone enjoyed it. But afterwards, a lot of the new whales started dumping. They just didn't know me. They didn't know who I was, what this project is about. They were just in it for a quick buck. You can't blame them. They did exit. And we went all the way down to about 4 million, 5 million, 4 million. But since then, the community is still strong, has gotten stronger, and we have recovered back up to over 11 million. And you can see how awesome that recovery is. And this project is only going to get bigger. So the giveaway form, now we have 591 holders. I've been adjusting the number of Clash needed because obviously it gets more expensive as the price goes up. So I don't know if 25,000 is appropriate at this time. Let me do some quick Asian math here. That would be 25,000 be $275. That's appropriate because I will give out a couple. I'm going to select two winners winning 0.5 Sol each. So you go win 100 and something bucks. Let's do that right now. All right, so I already have, this is like 591, I think. I think this wheel of names thing that I've been using is go break because it can't hold this many addresses. Let's hope it could still do it. Okay. See, I don't airdrop Clash. I don't give away Clash. People are wondering why. Because there's too many people that would get it and then just dump it. They just want that free money, right? So that's why I don't do that. I give out Sol. So then there's nothing to dump. If you want to use that, you know, to acquire Clash, that's your business. Or if you want to use that to buy anything, that's your business, right? So that's why I have not been giving out Clash. That's one of the things that I've been doing different than everyone else. Everyone else, all the other memes, they just give out their own meme tokens. And then what does everyone do with that? They just dump it. All right, let's select 2 winners, okay? 2 winners. All right, let's check if this guy has the minimum requirement of Clash. He definitely does. He has 111,000. So definitely not a whale, but a very, very big holder. So I'm going to put him in this list. Which I've been, I mean, you guys, if you don't believe me, you could go verify. I mean, I sent all this. So he's going to win 0.5 Sol. Let's do another one. All right, let's see here. $23,000. Ooh. I think my requirement is 25,000. He 2,000 away. Rules are rules. I gotta skip. Let's do one more. $600,000 Clash. This guy, awesome. So he wins. Wins. See, it pays. It pays to just hold some. All right, so these are 2 new winners, and I'll probably do another one tonight when I'm streaming. But yeah, I've been adjusting this. 25,000 may be a little bit too high. You know, maybe tonight I'll adjust it down to 20,000 or 15,000. But the whole point is, once you get your address in here, you're forever within the raffle. I mean the giveaways, because I'll just always just randomly pick from this list. But there's been few I had to disqualify because they just don't meet the requirements. All right, let's do some Q&A. How can I add an address to be listed? It's in the description. I've been posting that giveaway form everywhere. You could see it on Dex Screener and Dex Tools too. You could also see it in Discord, which I've been telling people to join. The Discord community is hot, okay, for Clash. I mean, you got people in here having a good time, interacting and chatting and being excited, and it's just really good. So, I mean, we got over 4,000 people now, 4,100 people in here. And it's not just talk about Clash. I know some people just like have no, they don't really care. But we also have general chat. We have boot camp for trading. We have other things that you could discuss. So everyone should be joining that. The only sex that you can get Clash on is MEXC, but I tested out yesterday. I gotta say, they don't have enough liquidity, so any little buy will the spread is so thin, any little buy pushes it up. I think they have some mechanism where like at the end of the day or every hour, then they sync up with the actual LP of pump. So I don't recommend using MEXC. There's so many other ways to get Clash if you're interested. You could do it straight from your Phantom wallet, which is the easiest. You could do it on Jupiter if you use any wallet. You get a Moonshot. You can get it as on MEXC. You get it from a lot of places that has it, or directly from Pump.fun. I have the link, the streaming link. You can get it from there too. There's the DEX built in. Besides that, besides Clash, I mean, Bluefin is actually having a good day. Bluefin actually has been doing well since I reported not last Sunday, not yesterday, the day before, the week before. It's gone up pretty good. Aventus has not been doing well. It's kind of slowed down. You could see it got a lot of people FOMO because of Aster, but it lost a lot of momentum. Doesn't mean it won't come back. And Aster is still at 188. Sol's coming back. Coinbase is up 4% today. So good. BNMR up 5%, 6%, but they fell down hard last week. Robinhood is still on fire, back to 128. Nvidia is having a good day, 183. Stocks overall today is pretty good. Was that a bottom? It looks like it. We had a liquidation week, basically. Probably about 3 billion in longs liquidated. We reset. There was a little scariness, I guess. Also, last Friday, keep in mind, was options futures expiration. And it was a big one. So now we're like past that. People are looking forward to October. And October looks bright. Jelly mentioned we had a gap of 110. We did fill it. Is a government shutdown still possible? Yeah, but the last few that we had, it was resolved before shutdown because no one wants to be like not paid. You know, someone had a really good suggestion of how to eliminate government shutdown. Is if it happens, the Congress members don't get paid, right? If you had a rule where there's a government shutdown, Congress members no longer get paid due to the shutdown, it's almost guaranteed that they will make sure that there's no shutdown. Someone suggested that. I'm like, that's brilliant. You know, it's really brilliant. Congress will never make a rule or law that holds them accountable. I mean, yeah, they're not going to do that. They're not going to vote for their own damnation, I guess. But they should. Trump should sign an executive order and just kind of force it until someone sues him for that. But that would be cool if he did. Since they get paid, it's like a free vacation. Yeah. I do think, I agree with it, Iggy. I do think like Congress members and presidents and basically anyone that's important, I mean, there should be an age limit. Okay. I don't know what that is. 60 plus is probably too young. Maybe like 75 plus or 80 plus. Like when it's 80 plus, it's just like, they just like really don't know what's going on anymore. I think maybe there should be a hard cap at like 80. I don't know. I mean, there are still some very sharp people above 70, so that's the thing. But, you know, not always the case. $75, $80, somewhere around. I think most people agree with that. Joseph, big super chat, appreciate it. Good morning. I've been buying into Chainlink heavy since 2023. Can you please tell or do a deep dive in Chainlink and do a short-term, long-term price prediction? I don't know about short-term, long-term, but I will say this. Chainlink, it's the reason why I have them in this list I have, this watch list, because they're very important. And that hasn't changed. No one really talks about their Oracle setup because that's their bread and butter. Their Oracle, their decentralized Oracle network, which is so vital for so many projects and chains. But recently I've been making big strides with their CCIP, which is their additional like L2 layer, which is a messaging system and basically allows cross-chain communication. It also allows many other things, like DeFi and basically it becomes like a programmable layer where you could do stuff. So RWA plays. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. So with short term, long term, I don't know, but I would say this: long term, if you look at their prior 2021 top, at the very minimum, they should be able to get there, which at this price point is 146%. Okay. Can they surpass that? If we have a really hot altcoin season, yes. Yes, we can. Man, look at that beautiful recovery. 12 million. I don't think people realize, like, I've been hustling for this, and it's only been a couple weeks, but I don't think people realize how difficult it is to sustain a project like this, okay? Especially a pump.fun project, because you got a lot of people come in and get out right away. And we sustained that on Saturday, where we dipped back down to 4 million, 5 million. But still, I mean, when I was telling you guys about it, you know, we were stuck at like 400K, 300K, 400K, and then we started gradually coming, and the community is blowing up now. And this was all happening during bad market conditions, like last week. So I think this is quite amazing. And no pump groups, no KOL incentives, nothing like that. If you search on X, you don't hear anyone talk about Clash because no one else got involved. It's just me running the community and doing it the right way. Like every other meme launch, you see like 20 KOLs push it, and then eventually what happens is they all dump their bags. That's why none of them are really sustainable. That did not happen with this. So it's quite amazing. 12 million market cap project. based around gaming, a very popular game, and based around these tournaments. It's really, really cool. Really cool. I'm getting a little nervous about where the market is now because it feels a lot like May 2021 to November. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, but this is like November time. This is not like May time. We're like at the really end of that where we're about to break out. That's the feel. It's not like we just entered the beginning where we're going to be stagnant. No, we got October, Pumpvember, and Santa Rally December. So, no, I don't get that feeling at all. Do you believe we can hit 100 million Clash? You know, like when I set out the project, people ask me when we're still at 300, 400K market cap. I'm like, I'd be very happy if we end up at 4 to 5 million. And we hit that like immediately, right? Now, I'm thinking I'd be very happy if we hit 20 or 30 million market cap, right? But again, this is during a boring market. This is not during peak altcoin season. All those big memes that you guys have heard of, like Fartcoin or Book a Meme or any of those projects, they all became big because of the right timing. Because they came out during like really hot altcoin season times. They didn't come out during the bad times, right? So I'm building this during a slow period, but imagine when we do get hot, right? And as the community builds, as the tournament builds, as the giveaway builds, and I get more collaborations, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it could be a $100 million project. Maybe it could be a $1 billion project. Maybe it could be one of the top memes at the end of the cycle. Who knows? As long as I do it right and be consistent and the community gets stronger, there's nothing that's going to stop that. Man, we got 3,700 people in here. Good day overall. Can you explain it briefly about these liquidity wipeouts? Hey, just really simply think about this, okay? We got a lot of leverage on all these exchanges. And basically, there's only a few exchanges that can actually supply the number of like liquidity that's required. So when you play with leverage, you're basically essentially futures. You're just borrowing, basically. When you do a 2x, 5x, 10x, you're borrowing what you don't have. That's how you're able to get those gains, okay? These smaller exchanges, they can't supply it because they don't have enough. And they borrow from market makers like Binance and Bybit and maybe OKX. These are like that's why they're considered tier one. Because they have so much liquidity, they can basically lend it out to others. But when the market gets really hot, and let's say with one specific coin, like Aster, for example, when it was pumping, everyone wanted to throw a long on it. No one wanted to throw a short on it, right? Everyone's longing. So if everyone's longing and winning, then someone like Binance that was providing, well, right now, I guess it's a bad example because they actually don't have the liquidity for Aster, but let's just pretend they did because this is how it works for every other coin. Like someone on Binance providing liquidity would be like, oh my God, we don't have enough to give out. We got to stop this. They have to stop the longs. If everyone keeps making money, it's a perpetual cycle where more people make more money, more people place longs, and the cycle continues until even Binance and Bybit don't have enough liquidity. So what's going to happen? They can't lend out the shares and they can't pay out. Then what's going to happen? They're going to go broke. They can't borrow from anyone else because they're already the ones that's lending out. So that's why I think we have liquidity events. That's why these market makers will say, okay, we got to put a stop to it. It can't keep going up forever. We need to make it come down. We need to get rid of these longs. And we need to make some money back on the other end. I'm explaining it very simply. I'm sure like finance guys will explain it much better and there's more detail to this. But I believe that's why we have liquidation events. Because there's just too many people making too much money and there's not enough tokens to go around, basically. There's not enough liquidity to go around. You know, even in my people that's asking about Clash in terms of how to do it, it's really simple. There's even an explanation video, okay? I linked it. I changed my description. If you guys go in my description, I made it really, really simple for anyone to follow and get updates on our Discord, on our new X. The giveaway form is there in terms of how to acquire Clash, Jupiter decks, Pump.Fun decks, Moonshot, Phantom, everything's in there. And of course, you can get more help within Discord. There's like hundreds of members in there talking about Clash all day long. Good day. We're almost at 114 already. Again, this is the reason why I'm pretty sure we're going sky high right now because we're having a liquidation event on the other end on short sellers right now. So, you know, it goes both ways. The market makers, they make money on fees, so it doesn't matter if they liquidate longs or short. Overall, they're just doing it because they can. Now, whether or not this is all legal, it sounds suspicious. It sounds like it can't be legal, right? But there's so many. A lot of this is happening off, you know. That's not happening stateside. No one knows. I don't even know anyone that actually knows where Binance is based out of now. I don't think they're based anywhere. You know, so I don't know if any of this, and the market makers like clear out liquidity, whether that's legal at all. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works, and that's why it's being done. Man, Robinhood is up 6% today. Good things. I loaded up a little bit more on Friday. Oh yeah, you can find Clash on Base Wallet too. Basically anything that supports sold tokens. Do I have DCA stocks as well? Some of them, yeah. Like Robinhood is one of them. I have Coinbase as well. Nvidia. I mean, I watch a lot of these because I do hold a lot of it. Do you think Avantis will make it? I think so. They're backed by Coinbase and Base, so they're going to make it. But right now, all the momentum is in Aster. Aster will get a Binance listing. It's going to happen either today or tomorrow, sometime this week, and it'll probably pump them to the moon. And then Coinbase will be forced to list it no matter what, even though it's a competitor coin, but they will have to list them as well. Lazaro, great work on Clash. I repost every tweet. I appreciate that. You know, I've been chiming in. The community members have been chiming in. Basically, anyone that posts anything like those engagement tweets, like what's the next big project, or what should I dump 10K into, or what's the next great meme project? A lot of people have been replying Clash. Whether or not those work, I don't know, but people are just excited to get involved and do something, and that's what building a community, you know, really is all about, right? Believing in something. And that's anything with crypto. You could say, like, you know, Cardano, for example, or AVAX, or XRP, or SUI. If you didn't have a community, they could have all the utility out there in the world, and they wouldn't go anywhere. It's all about the community believing, especially, you know, these projects that have stayed dormant forever, and now they come back to life. It's because of the community. Well, Pepe flipped Shiba this cycle. You know, I hear more people talk Pepe than Shib. So there's a possibility. There's definitely is a possibility, but Shib is big. They're not going to go away. A lot of 2021 people still hold their Shib bags. The real question is, will Clash flip Pepe? I'm just joking. That's not going to happen. But if it does, it'll be crazy. Something else I've been thinking about, honestly, is I've been thinking about hosting. I'm probably going to do it. I'm going to get with a coordinator to do this. I'm probably going to hold a Clash party in Vegas in December. So I got to find a venue. Probably invite, my idea was to invite the top 200 holders. But I looked at it, you know, even a 200th holder is holding like 50K worth of Clash now, which is a lot. So I might invite the top 300 holders, and then we'll have a good time in December. So that's something that I'm thinking about. If you guys haven't filled out the giveaway form, well, I see 10 more people filled it out. We're at 600 responses. Honestly, we have like almost 2,400 holders. It should be 2,400 responses. I don't know why you wouldn't want to put your address in here and be eligible for giveaways. I mean, I already gave away like over 10 SOL, probably 12 SOL. $12.2, $12.3 million. You can see the volume picking up today, especially today. Volume is looking pretty good. A lot of people that dumped, they're going to regret it. Even my, I hate to like call him out, but like even my brother-in-law, like I told him about Clash early. He kind of ignored it. He got in recently, and he rode it all the way up, but he didn't believe in it. So he dumped it all at like 5 million. I'm like, whatever. You can do what you want. And now it's back to 12 million. I mean, like, That's the thing, you know? You got a lot of people that panic sell. They don't believe in anything. They just want to make a quick buck, which is fine. If you want to just trade, you could do that very successfully. You can still make money from it. But long-term holders are the ones that always make the most. Same thing with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin billionaires, they all just held from the beginning. The people that hold the most and the longest usually are the greatest winners. That's just how it is. It's not on Coinbase, right? I mean, probably Coinbase wallet or Base wallet. Disown him as your brother. Hey, I can't control what he does with his money, right? I can't control what anyone does with their money. Everyone needs to control their own finances and determine what's best for them. But if you believe in a project, it's best to stick with them, right? Especially if you know the project is a good one, led by a good leader, and the community is strong. And I believe Clash is one of the strongest already. It's like no joke. Like I've seen so many memes come and go. Obviously, there's been ones that blew up that some of you guys heard about, but so many die immediately within days. Jupiter is a DEX reality, so yes, it's available basically anywhere. CMC still doesn't have, I don't think they have Clash yet. They're a little slow. You could see it here. But not as the main ones. But you can see it here, up 64% today. But if you go to CoinGecko, CoinGecko just listed us because they're smart and they just did it. See, if you go to Clash, you'll see it right here. Oh, up 87% today. Dark mode. I gotta get CMC listed. I mean, Clash listed on CMC. And that's pretty much it. And then exchanges, a lot of exchanges have been coming asking to list. I'm like, you're free to list. I'm not gonna provide any marketing funds or listing fees or any other fees. That's what the exchanges do. They all want it. And they eventually just dump it. That's why so many projects, when they get listed on exchanges, gets dumped. Because they provide some kind of fee. And usually the fee is in that token. And what happens when they get it? They dump it. So MaxC listed us, but it's like an experimental listing for the next 30 days. Their liquidity is just way too small. But still, it could do well. How many Clash do you need for prizes? So at this point, I'm probably going to lower it again. Okay, it's at 20, 25. I'm going to lower it to 20. I may lower that. At one point, I put it at 15 because we got up to like 16, 18 million. So I'll keep lowering that. Basically, what I'm trying to hold is around that $150 mark, right? Around there. Because sometimes I give out a whole soul, which is already more than that. George, do you have an X percent of cash in reserves, or how is that? So there's a couple things. I do get the creator rewards from Pump.fun, but basically every reward I ever received, I put it back into Clash. But right now I've been paying just out of my pocket, to be honest. So all the giveaways, all the souls, just from my own pocket right now. Lazaro said, I put 8K into my wallet, went to 40, never been sold during the dump. I held. Congrats. Luxo kicking goals, universal profile on the blockchain created by Fabian. Yeah, I remember Luxo from back in 2021. They tried to make Luxo into like a luxury brand. He partnered with some luxury person. I don't know if that's still the thing. But he's a creator. One of the, I think he's the ERC creator for Ethereum. He's not a co-founder, but he's one of the main guys. But that project is really, no one talks about it anymore. It was very popular in 2021. Ross, I'm sorry, man. It's my project. I'm going to talk about it because I have a passion for it. I still talk about other stuff. I'm answering questions all around. But just like people that say, well, don't talk about cars or don't talk about TV, you are free to leave. Okay? Ahmad asked, I don't hold it in Clash. Can you give me a giveaway? No, that's not how it works. You know, a lot of you guys know that, you know, I'm the founder of the IFC, the Influencer Fight Club, right? Which I don't do anymore. And Karate Combat seems to have disappeared altogether. I don't know what's happening with them. But a lot of my fighters do now fight in the CFN. And there's going to be a fight in a few days during Singapore. So I decided I'm going to sponsor a couple of them too. Jenna X and Matt McGregor. I think they're both going to win. So they're going to be wearing a Clash shirt during the press conference and stuff. So I don't think that's going to bring a lot of attention, but just something fun. Yeah, I don't think anything of it. Slime mount. We need a coin for people that don't play Clash. You don't have to play it. You could be a spectator. You could just enjoy the tournaments. You could enjoy just watching it. It's something different, something new. And even when I stream, you know, when I stream at nights, I talk crypto too. You guys are free to join to ask other crypto questions. It's just most of you guys are quite honestly lazy to watch something on a different channel. I have it on YouTube on I Am George channel or Pump.Fun, and I have the descriptions, and I tweet it out all the time. And a lot of you guys don't want to tune in. You love asking questions now. Why would you not ask it when there's like 3,000 less people where your questions will actually be seen 100% of the time? I never understood that, other than people just don't want to go to another channel. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. This is an hour-long stream. Today's good. We're almost back to 114. That's awesome. A lot of good projects are recovering today. A lot of stocks are recovering today in a big way. And of course, Clash is still recovering, up 87% today. So I'd say that's pretty good recovery. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, either with my crypto video or on Pump. And join Discord if you want to learn more. Okay, or check out everything in the description of this video. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.